What is up, YouTube? This is KChin8 coming again with another sneaker video. This time, guys, we are talking about the All-Star game, well, the All-Star pack for 2016. We have a few extra pairs in the mix this time. I mean, we've got your typical LeBron, the LeBron 13. We got your KD 8. We got your Kobe 11. But then we also have the Nike Hyperlive, and we also have the Nike Air Max Audacity. Now, the Audacity is for Anthony Davis, and the Hyperlive is for Paul George. So, those are two new additions. This year is pretty cool because the All-Star game will be hosted in Toronto, Canada, and it's usually done in the United States. Interesting fact is that it hasn't been in Canada for 65 years, so kind of taking it back there. So getting into it, let's start with the Nike Air LeBron James 13. Now, these are inspired by the neutral tones of Toronto's winter. They are amazing to me. I really like this shoe. I mean, it's just neutral. I mean, and it's full of my favorite tones, my favorite colors. I mean, you got a little bit of gold in there, and then you've got my favorite color, olive green, and you got speckled black and white all over it. You got some grays in there, some blacks, and it's just amazing together. And on top of that, the tongue is different on this shoe. It has, it's made of leather, and there seems to be some kind of button that connects it to the, I don't know, it's kind of like the Air Jordan, like the Air Jordan 16, I want to say. Which ones have the button? No, the 18s, I'm tripping. It's kind of like the Air Jordan 18, how they got the little magnetic button clasp, and that's pretty dope. So these have something like it looks like it's like that. I have no idea though, because there's not many pictures yet, but I'm sure they'll give us more and more details on what that is and why it's there. Next up we have the Kobe 11. Now this one is inspired by the Northern Lights. As you can see, you know, it has black, which insinuates the midnight black skies, and it also has the teal green, which is a pretty good representation of Northern Lights, because there is some teal green. Northern Lights has a lot of colors, but teal green is one of them, and it's like you can see the wavy, dreamy effect that they've accomplished in the outsole as well as the upper flywire. It's kind of like mixed in and wavy with the black. Now, if they really wanted to capture it better, they would have added more colors, but I still think they did a pretty good job with this dope shoe. Next up is the KD 8. This one is inspired by international flags. I'm not exactly sure which flags specifically are on the shoe, but you can definitely tell that it got inspiration from the flags. Anybody who is an adult or young adult and knows about international flags, they'll be able to see the resemblance. All in all, again, dope shoe. And you can tell too, I didn't mention before, but all of these shoes have patches on them. I'm not exactly sure what each patch means, but I think it's pretty dope. Like, this one has a patch on the tongue, this one has a patch on the heel tab, and you can find patches on the other shoes as well, on the tongues and any, different places of the sneaker. Moving right along to the Nike Air Max Audacity. This is for Anthony Davis, Mr. Brow, eyebrow, unibrow, the guy that people makes fun of. Yeah. Honestly, I can definitely see him in this shoe. It's weird. It's kind of like I look at this shoe and I'm like, unibrow. And as a matter of fact, I think it was inspired by his unibrow. I mean, why not? Why run from your flaws, if you want to call it a flaw? Embrace them. You know what I'm saying? So here we are with this shoe, and as you can see on this patch on the tongue, it looks like they kind of took inspiration from the unibrow right there with the little Humpty Dump little thing in the middle, right up under the star. It's yellow with blue outline. It definitely looks like his unibrow. So, I mean, that's cool. And then, of course, the black speckles and stuff like that kind of resembles his black hair, I guess. You know, I'm just pulling shit out of my ass right now. I'm sorry, but it makes sense to me. Another cool thing is on the back, on the bottom of the air bubble, it says, "Fear the brow." Pretty powerful. Moving right along to the Hyperlive. Now, this shoe was made for Paul George and inspired by a maple leaf. Now, I mean, at least as far as I know, it's inspired by a maple leaf. I don't know, because it doesn't really say its inspiration. I've looked, I've read, and it doesn't really say. Now, it's a maple leaf red colorway. That is the color. I don't know if it's inspired by the leaf or, you know, I don't know a whole bunch of the history behind it, but it's a pretty cool shoe, pretty dope kick. I'd rock it, and it's a pretty new kick, you know. So it's pretty cool that they've incorporated 2 extra sneakers in the All-Star pack this year instead of your normal, you know, your normal players' signature shoes. I'm actually surprised that there is no Kyrie All-Star. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think there is. At least it's not on this post. If I can find pictures of a Kyrie All-Star, I will post them here. I'll put them in the video, but it's definitely not on this post on Sneaker News. Also, by the way, shout out to Sneaker News. I always go there first for my news for sneakers, and I straight up use them all the time, whether I'm just browsing the web or making a video for you guys. So if you're not on board with Sneaker News, check them out. Anyways, this pretty much wraps it up. That is the All-Star pack for Nike this year. These shoes were released on February 11th. So let me know what you'll be picking up, if any. I actually like the LeBron 13 the most out of all of them. It's a stupid sick shoe. As I've said before, I love the colors. I think it all comes together amazingly, and it looks great. So let me know in the comments below what you guys will be copping. And also, like, comment, and subscribe, please. And you know my motto, be great, be awesome. Signing off, KChin8. Later.